You don't have to be Shakespeare to write a great email. In fact, all you need are a few simple tricks and a little bit of practice. So let's talk about what makes an effective email sequence. Email marketing is one of the biggest things that's helped me grow to a multi-million-dollar business. So today I want to tell you the 3 metrics to monitor to help you gauge the success of your emails. Then we'll also get really simple and tell you the #1 best tip I have for any email you write, whether you're telling a story or promoting your high-ticket offer. And we can't talk about emails without also talking about your brand's voice. I'll also fill you in on how to hone in your messaging to nurture and convert your leads into sales. There are 3 metrics to monitor in order to gauge your email success. And this is something that I am constantly looking at so I can analyze what's working, what's not, what do we want to improve, and what's working so well that we just want to keep doing it. The first metric is your open rate. This is the percentage of subscribers who actually opened your email. So if you have thousands of subscribers, how many of those actually open the email? If the email is actually landing in people's inboxes, but they're not opening it, you're not reaching your audience. So something that might help your open rate is, of course, your deliverability and your subject line. When people see all those emails in their inbox, typically the ones that they're going to open first are the ones from names they recognize. So we want to make sure that we're always nurturing our audience so they look forward to our emails. And also that subject line that gives them that curiosity and piques their interest to think, what's that about? The next metric to measure is your click to open rate. So this is the percentage of subscribers who actually clicked something in the email compared to the total number who just opened it. It's one thing to get them to open the email. That's great. That's the first step. But then if you have a call to action in that email where then you're sending them somewhere, whether it's to a video or a social media site or a sales page, if no one's clicking it, that means we're not getting any success or engagement from the email. So we want to make sure that we're getting them to open it, but then also getting them to click through to the call to action. And the final metric to measure is your click-through rate. So the number of people who clicked on the messages link as measured against the total number of your emails. So we actually do this weekly and monthly where we'll see what's the overall click-through rate. If I sent 5 emails and of that only this percentage of them actually got click-throughs, that lets us compare our work against each other to be able to see email 1 did really well. Why did that do better than email 5? That's going to really help you in improving your open rate, your click-through rate, and leading towards your sales. Now that you know those metrics, I want to share with you the #1 best tip for any email you write. Here's the thing. Every line should compel your audience to keep reading. Once you've written your email, go back and proofread and try to see it from the eyes of your audience, not from yourself, because of course we can be blinded and biased by our own stuff thinking it's the best. But if you can try to step out of your own shoes and into your audience's shoes, ask yourself what words or sentences you might be able to take out without affecting the purpose of the email, and what words or sentences you can add to make the email more exciting. This is something that I actually observe my own behavior when I'm reading other people's emails. I like to subscribe to influencers or mentors or entrepreneurs that I look up to and actually study what their email marketing looks like. When one of their emails comes into my inbox, I observe, was their subject line something that caught my attention and made me want to click? Did the email keep me compelled all the way throughout, right from the beginning all the way to the end? Did the first sentence make me want to read through the entire thing and hang off of every single word? If yes, I want to understand why. What were the exact storytelling frameworks that they used? If not, why did it bore me, and how do I avoid that in my own emails? When you're proofreading your own email, ask yourself at the end of each sentence, do I want to keep reading, or am I a little bit bored? What else can I add to spice things up? If you're bored with your own emails, chances are your audience will be too, so make sure that you're always monitoring that and that you're intrigued by your own emails. Next, I want to share with you the type of messaging that compels and converts your leads. But before we do, have you subscribed to this channel yet? If you want to bring your business closer to infinite cash flow with evergreen content and incredible offers, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button to be notified every time I upload. In creating your effective email sequence, we need to understand what's the type of messaging that nurtures and converts your leads. It's one thing to have an email list of people who have expressed interest, but if you don't keep their interest, they can unsubscribe or they'll never click through to that call to action. You want to make sure that your messaging is consistent. If they signed up for your email list for a reason, make sure that you are delivering on that reason. If you sign up for my email list because I'm going to teach you how to grow your business and how to scale to millions of dollars, if I then start sending you emails about how to change the oil in your car, you'll probably very quickly unsubscribe because that's not what you signed up for. So make sure that your messaging reflects your personality and voice, that it makes sense for what your audience has come here to consume. Now, your emails don't need to be pristine and formal. I actually prefer to include humor in my email and almost offer like a conversational tone with the reader, as if I was talking to someone across a table or at coffee or in person at an event. That personally matches my brand voice. For you, you might decide, do you want to be more formal? Do you want to be more conversational? Do you want to add humor? You got to decide what works for you and also test to see what is your audience responding to the most. I'll tell you that for me, when I first started my business, I thought business meant that I had to be buttoned up and professional and come off in this really eloquent way, and you can still be eloquent while also being personal. Everything changed in my business when I started to be more vulnerable with what was happening in my life. I found that even in some of my most vulnerable times, like even when I shared with my audience that my marriage was ending, I was going through a painful divorce, and I was about to speak on stage in front of this audience of 5,000 people, it was a really transitional time in my life, one of the most emotional times. But when I shared that with my audience and embraced that message, they embraced me. So I hope that that can become kind of a lesson to you, that you can be able to share your real personality and who you are, but make sure that it's also aligned with who you are and your brand. But guys, the cash flow knowledge doesn't stop here. I want to show you the step-by-step process of building 3 unique offers in your business that will pave the way for infinite cash flow and help you to effortlessly ascend your audience from hello to high ticket. If you're ready to jump on the fastest path to cash, I'd love for you to join us for our next free private training, where I will break it all down for you and even show you some of our done-for-you systems that you can implement, apply right into your business to get high ticket sales right away. You can do that right now by going to hellotohighticket.com, or I've linked that in the description below. I'll see you there.